There is a simple yet potent truth often overlooked in the accelerating rush of modern life. It is this: how you start your morning dictates how you live your entire day, and how you live each day, repeated over time, dictates the entire trajectory of your life. Does this feel familiar? The alarm clock blares, and your mind immediately floods with anxieties. Work deadlines, unanswered emails, the upcoming meeting. A feeling of rush seizes you even before your body has fully woken. You leap out of bed, plunging into the grind like an automatic reaction. A hurried breakfast, a tense scan of the news traffic on the way. The next 8 hours are a constant battle to catch up, to react to whatever comes your way. At the end of the day, you are exhausted, wondering why life feels so out of control. Why are you always reacting? Chasing the crowd, following someone else's schedule. That is not ordinary physical fatigue. That is a sign that you are out of alignment, disconnected from yourself and from what truly matters. That persistent anxiety that clings to your morning. It's not just a temporary mood. It's the ultimate momentum killer, draining your creative energy. When your first thoughts upon waking are stress and pressure, you carry that heavy energy into every decision, every simple task, every interaction, even with your loved ones. Unconsciously, you are building a life based on reaction, based on fear. But imagine a different scenario. A calm dawn. The alarm sounds gently, and you don't immediately leap into your to-do list. Instead, you allow yourself a moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the stillness before the outside world awakens. In that quiet space, your mind isn't distracted by the social noise. It is clear, focused. You are not reacting. You are choosing your response. You are leading this morning. You spend those precious few minutes reconnecting with your deepest self, with your dreams, with your core values. You fill your mind with gratitude, with anticipation, and with a clear intention for what you want this day to become. You don't step out into the world in a defensive or chaotic state. You step out with proactivity, with purpose. That's when the tide changes. You move not by pressure pushing you from behind, but by purpose pulling you forward. That is when you begin to architect your day, to architect your life. The most significant successes don't happen in the heart of chaotic storms. They are nurtured. They are decided in the quiet calm of dawn before that storm has even gathered. Every sunrise offers us an opportunity, or more precisely, an immensely powerful choice. Will you rise with clear purpose, or merely drift aimlessly? This choice, though seemingly small at the moment, dictates the entire trajectory of your day, and from there, your entire life. Long before the world outside awakens, before distractions can find their way, in a sacred space exists. It is in this silence that brilliant minds, figures who shaped the world like Andrew Carnegie, found their greatest power. Mr. Carnegie, a titan of the steel industry, built an empire. His success and wealth were not matters of luck or chance. He crafted it moment by moment, starting with the very first hour of each day. To him, each morning was not simply the beginning of the next 24 hours. It was the opening scene of a masterpiece yet to be painted. He woke with purpose, not merely out of habit. He rose with a clear vision, not in confusion or ambiguity. He understood an unchanging principle. How you begin determines how you will finish. Your first waking hour is the rudder steering your life's ship. Let that sink in. Before the sun kisses the earth, before meeting invitations flood your inbox, you are presented with a sacred moment, a completely blank page. In that moment, you must choose. Will you allow the day's flow, the external demands to define you, or will you be the one to define your day? Those who rise aimlessly with no specific direction easily become victims of circumstance. Their mood depends on the weather outside, the news headlines, or someone else's agenda. They are tossed around like a dry leaf before the wind, only hoping that something good might happen, but never proactively steering towards any specific goal. They might wake up late, rush through everything, and then wonder why life feels so out of control. But those who rise with intention, they are completely different. They treat the morning as a sacred ritual. They make time for stillness, visualization, journaling, planning. They remind themselves of their why, of the fire that fuels them. They don't wake up just to escape sleep. They wake up to chase their vision. They know exactly where they are going because they have already been there in their minds before their feet even touch the ground. Clarity is power, and clarity is born in the quiet of the morning. The quiet of the morning brings clarity. When the world is still asleep, and your thoughts are undisturbed by countless external factors, you can listen to your inner voice, the whispering voice of truth, the voice that always remembers your true dreams. It is in this hour that you reconnect with your deepest self, leaving behind the masks and expectations that the world places upon you. Mr. Carnegie's mornings were not filled with distraction. They were filled with determination. He didn't wake up reacting to the world. He woke up to create his own world. That is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. A great life is not built in isolated, fleeting moments of brilliance, but in the small, consistent choices repeated day after day. And among those choices, how you start your day is the most important. That clarity needs direction. Imagine the immense power of starting your day by reviewing clear, specific goals, before the noise of the outside world can seep into your mind, before distractions can dilute your focus. You take a few minutes to reconnect with what truly matters to you. That single intentional act, defining your goals, can alter the trajectory of your entire life. Look at the example of Thomas Edison. He didn't stumble upon greatness by accident. His success wasn't a lucky break or a random gift from the universe. Every morning, Mr. Edison approached his day with clear intention. He knew exactly what he was aiming for. His goals were not vague dreams floating in his mind. They were tangible, measurable, and written down. Each goal was viewed as a deliberate step moving towards the future he had already envisioned. When you write down your goals, something powerful truly happens. You're not just simply listing tasks to do, you are declaring your commitment to your future self. You are making a contract with your own mind. Goals are not merely wishes, they are commitments. And commitments, when consistently honored, become reality. The difference between a mediocre life and a life of mastery often lies in this simple habit, reviewing specific goals daily. Not once a year, not once a month, but every morning. Imagine this. You take out your notebook or journal. You write down the 3 to 4 most important things you absolutely must accomplish today. You vividly picture yourself completing them. You feel the pride, the sense of progress, the momentum forward. That simple ritual doesn't just prepare you mentally. It primes your entire subconscious to notice opportunities, resist distractions, and summon the energy needed to take action. This isn't some fantastical visualization. This is based on brain science. The brain is fundamentally a goal-seeking machine. When you give it a target, especially one reinforced by writing and visualization, it begins working in the background, filtering information, making decisions, guiding your behavior. It's as if you have turned on an internal compass, a compass that consistently points towards the future you desire. Mr. Edison understood this. He didn't start his day aimlessly. He began with questions, challenges, experiments, intentions, and every invention, every breakthrough was the result of this habitual clarity. His achievements were not isolated moments of genius. They were the results of structured, focused daily effort. What is stopping you from doing the same? You don't need to invent the light bulb to live intentionally. You only need to decide today to reclaim your mornings, to treat them as sacred, to recognize that before the world tries to hijack your attention, you have the chance to shape your destiny. Momentum is an incredibly powerful force. It is the silent engine that drives great accomplishments, the invisible push behind a productive life. And it begins the moment you open your eyes. The earliest hours of your day are not just minutes on a clock. They are the launch pad for everything you will do, feel, and achieve in the hours to come. Harness the energy that comes from a productive start, and you will create a chain reaction leading to success. Looking at history provides clear evidence. Industrial magnates like John D. Rockefeller did not stumble into wealth and success. They engineered it day by day, hour by hour, and their secret weapon, early morning productivity. Long before the world outside stirred, they were already in motion, turning intention into action, transforming dreams into detailed blueprints. Mr. Rockefeller understood a golden principle. Starting strong creates unstoppable momentum. When you begin your day with power and clarity, you build speed. The first task of the day, especially if it's the most challenging one, becomes a catalyst. It sets a unique tone. It tells your mind, I am in control. I make progress. And with that one initial victory, the rest of the day starts to obey your commands. You carry that feeling of accomplishment like a torch lighting up every other task on your path. Imagine the difference. One person wakes up, fumbles through breakfast, and finally starts working by mid-morning, immediately feeling behind. Another wakes with purpose, identifies their most demanding task, and finishes it before others have even begun. Who among them do you think will feel more confident, more energized, more in control? That is the magic of momentum. Once you feel it, it propels you forward with almost no resistance. The psychology behind this is quite simple. When you complete something difficult early in the day, you trigger a reward response in your brain. That sense of achievement releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and drive. You don't just feel good, you feel powerful, and that power spills over into everything else you do. Meetings feel more purposeful. Even small tasks are handled with sharper focus. But momentum doesn't just boost productivity. It also significantly reduces stress. When you confront your biggest challenge head-on and conquer it early, you free your mind from the anxiety caused by procrastination or avoidance. You no longer carry the heavy weight of unfinished business. Instead, you replace potential stress with a solid victory. You shift from a mindset of defense to one of offense. And that shift can redefine your entire experience of a day. Winning your morning battles isn't about perfection, it is about progress. It is about choosing discipline over delay, action over anxiety. It is about creating a pattern of movement that later becomes a rhythm and ultimately becomes a way of life. A single small act of courage in the morning can ripple into massive outcomes by the evening. So, what is your first battle today? Is it a tough conversation you've been putting off? A complicated report that requires deep focus, or a workout that truly challenges your willpower? Whatever it is, face it first. Not after you've warmed up, not when the timing feels perfect. Face it first. Because the truth is, waiting doesn't make hard tasks easier, it only makes them heavier. The longer they sit on your to-do list, the more they drain your energy and attention. But when you do them early in the morning, you lift that weight off your shoulders and grant yourself the freedom to move forward unhindered. Let your morning be a powerful declaration. Let it say, "Today I am not waiting for momentum. I am creating it." Remember this. How you begin determines how far you will go. Your energy, your discipline, your momentum. They all start with a choice. And the most powerful choice you can make is to begin strong. Win the morning. Win the day. Life will test you. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly and often when you least expect it. Yet within that truth lies an extraordinary gift. Every morning offers a fresh opportunity to strengthen your resilience. It's not merely the dawn of a new day, it is a battlefield for your inner growth, a sacred hour to prepare your mind and spirit for whatever lies ahead. Few understood this more deeply than Winston Churchill. At the helm of Britain during the darkest days of World War II, Mr. Churchill stood unshaken, unyielding, while bombs fell from the sky and uncertainty loomed across every horizon. His strength did not arrive by chance or some privilege. It was forged through relentless discipline, profound clarity, and an absolute refusal to surrender. Churchill's mornings were not idle. They were profoundly purposeful. He greeted the day not as a simple routine, but as preparation for leadership under fire. Resilience is not some innate trait reserved for a chosen few. It is a skill, a muscle that grows stronger each time you challenge it, and like all strength, it is built through consistent, persistent effort. Each morning you are given the chance to train this muscle. The question is, do you take it? Begin by consciously embracing small challenges with clear intention. Take the cold shower even when it's chilly. Choose to walk when sitting would be much easier. Finish what you start, no matter how trivial the task. These actions may seem simple, but they are not insignificant. They are a quiet declaration to yourself that you are capable, you are disciplined, and you are willing to do what others will not or are afraid to do. It is in these small acts of embracing discomfort that your resolve is forged. Resilient people do not wait for adversity to strike before beginning to prepare. They train daily. They meet inconvenience with a proactive mindset. When something goes wrong, they do not ask, "Why me?" Instead, they ask, "What now?" This shift in perspective is the cornerstone of mental toughness. It is not about being unaffected by struggle. It is about being unbroken by it. Setbacks are not interruptions on your path. They are essential steps along it. When you begin your morning with the mindset that challenges are opportunities to learn to grow stronger, the way you respond to hardship fundamentally changes. You stop resisting the pain and start transforming it into momentum. This is how character is formed. Not in ease and comfort, but in endurance and persistence. Make this your morning ritual. Before the noise of the world enters, sit with yourself. Breathe deeply. Reflect. Ask yourself, today, what can I do to grow stronger, more resilient? Then act on that answer immediately. Do not wait for comfort or the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Whether it is a difficult conversation, a decision requiring courage, or delaying immediate gratification, lean into it, accept it. Understand this deeply. Resilience is not born in grand heroic gestures. It is built in quiet, consistent daily discipline. It is the decision to rise when you'd rather sleep, to continue moving forward. When quitting would be far easier, to stay grounded and centered when life's strong winds try to knock you off course. Churchill once famously said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." And that kind of courage, it begins each morning. It begins with how you meet the day before the day gets a chance to meet you. The strength you cultivate early each day becomes your spiritual and mental armor. It stands by you when life gets loud and demanding. It reminds you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. It does not promise an easy road, but it absolutely ensures readiness. So when the trials come, and they surely will come, you will not shrink back or recoil. You will rise up already prepared because you have transformed resilience from merely a reaction into a daily ritual. Each morning you are offered a choice. Build strength or let the day wear you down. Choose the former. Let every sunrise be your forge. Let every small challenge be your training ground. And let every moment of minor discomfort be your preparation for greatness. Resilience is not found, it is created. One morning at a time. And side by side with resilience comes adaptability. Your flexibility in the face of adversity determines your ultimate success. Life will rarely, if ever, go precisely according to your plans. The unexpected does not ask for permission. It arrives unannounced, demanding your response, and in those moments, it's not just strength alone that carries you forward. It is adaptability, the ability to bend without breaking, to shift direction, without losing your core purpose, is the hallmark of enduring greatness. Look at the lives of successful entrepreneurs and innovators. Their triumphs were not born from perfect, stable conditions, but from their power to adapt when conditions changed drastically. They did not resist change, they mastered it. They understood that unpredictability is not the enemy, but the invitation. The invitation to grow, to pivot, to rise to a new level. Markets fluctuated wildly. Trends faded rapidly. Crises emerged. Yet they endured and even thrived. Why? Because they trained themselves to respond deliberately, not react emotionally, to see solutions and new possibilities where others saw only setbacks and failure. Your morning routine should absolutely include this kind of training for adaptability. Each daybreak is more than just a fresh start. It is a rehearsal for life's inevitable uncertainty. Use the quiet calm of the morning to build mental flexibility. Ask yourself, what unexpected things might challenge me today? And how will I meet them with calm reflection and clear strategy? Visualize yourself adapting smoothly. Prepare not just for anticipated success, but for built-in resilience and adaptability. Adaptability begins fundamentally with mindset. If you view change as a disruption, you will naturally resist it and be caught off guard. But if you view it as a redirection, you will be prepared to embrace it. The most successful individuals don't just survive change, they proactively harness it. They don't mourn the loss of old, rigid plans. They quickly build new ones. Better ones more aligned with the evolving reality. Train your mind in the morning stillness to spot the opportunity that is hidden inside adversity. When something unexpected arises during the day, pause. Don't instantly panic or react negatively. Instead, calmly ask, where is the growth here? What advantage is hidden beneath this obstacle? This perspective isn't automatic or natural for most people. It is practiced. And the best time to practice is each morning before the world makes its frantic demands. Imagine stepping into your day prepared not only for what you fully expect, but also ready and able to gracefully handle what you don't. That is true power. That is true freedom. When your mind is rooted in adaptability, you stop fearing change altogether. You start proactively using it to your advantage. You become agile. You move with the current of life, not desperately fighting against it. Make adaptability a tangible part of your morning ritual. Reflect on past situations where you grew significantly through uncertainty. Write down just one specific way you will consciously stay flexible today. Remind yourself. You don't need total control over everything. You need clarity. Clarity of purpose and clarity of mind. With that clarity, you can adapt to anything life throws your way. The truth remains. Life will always test you. Your carefully made plans will unravel at times. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will inevitably shift without your permission. But if you meet each morning with a spirit of openness, a preparedness for change and intentional adaptability, you won't just endure. You will evolve beautifully. Let every challenge that arises become a stepping stone leading you higher. Let every setback be a setup for something far better down the line. When you adapt, you grow. When you grow, you lead, and when you lead through adversity with adaptability, you become genuinely unstoppable. Embrace change, not as a threat, but as your wisest teacher. Begin each day ready to adjust, to flex, to rise to the occasion, because adaptability doesn't just help you survive, it helps you thrive powerfully. And thriving, after all, is the most meaningful measure of a life well lived. Gratitude profoundly shapes your perception. The way you view your world is influenced not ultimately by what happens to you, but by how you interpret what happens. And nothing refines that interpretation more powerfully, more beautifully, than a heart filled with gratitude. Begin your morning with gratitude, and you lay the essential foundation for a day defined not by lack and limitation, but by abundance and possibility. Eleanor Roosevelt, renowned for her remarkable wisdom, inner strength, and enduring compassion, made gratitude a daily practice, an absolute non-negotiable. In the face of personal trials that would have crushed many, and during global crises that shook the very foundations of the world, she consciously chose to focus on what was good, what was right, and what was worth celebrating. That quiet habit didn't just simply lift her spirits. It fundamentally strengthened her character and deepened her perspective. It allowed her to lead with remarkable compassion, to speak with unwavering purpose, and to influence the world with incredible grace. Her profound secret wasn't just innate resilience. It was the conscious, cultivated practice of gratitude. Each morning, you have this exact same extraordinary opportunity. Before the rising noise of the day can cloud your thoughts, take just a few precious moments to reflect. Ask yourself these clarifying questions. What do I have today right now that I once simply hoped or wished for? What simple joys, often overlooked, surround me in this moment? What crucial lessons have I learned and gained through recent difficulties and challenges? In deliberately asking and reflecting upon these questions, you actively reframe the narrative of your life, viewing it not primarily as a series of burdens and struggles, but as a rich collection of blessings, experiences, and gifts. Gratitude actively fosters a powerful positive attitude. It's far more than a fleeting feeling. It's a conscious perspective, a specific lens through which you choose to see your circumstances, and that lens truly changes everything about your experience. When you intentionally focus on what is going well, even the smallest things, you are actively training your mind to find the good in every situation, to spot possibilities instead of just problems. You stop taking crucial things and people for granted. You become far more present in the moment, more hopeful about the future, and fundamentally more alive to the richness of existence. This mindset cultivated in the morning doesn't just elevate your immediate mood. It demonstrably improves your mental and emotional health over time. Studies consistently show that people who practice daily gratitude experience significantly less stress, report better quality sleep, and enjoy greater overall happiness and life satisfaction. Why? Because gratitude forcefully shifts your primary attention from what is perceived to be missing or lacking in your life to what is profoundly present and meaningful. It quiets the persistent inner critic and gently awakens the possibility of inner peace. Your relationships absolutely thrive in the rich soil of gratitude. When you sincerely appreciate the people in your life, even for seemingly small gestures, you connect with them more deeply, more authentically. You listen more intently when they speak. You find it far easier to forgive them for imperfections. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it powerfully reminds you of the unique value that others bring into your world. It quietly says to them and to yourself, "I see you. I truly appreciate you. You matter profoundly." Even the sharp sting of obstacles begins to lessen significantly when viewed through the refining lens of appreciation. A frustrating setback transforms into a valuable teacher offering crucial insights. A perceived failure becomes essential feedback showing you a better way forward. A seemingly annoying delay might be a hidden gift redirecting you towards something unexpected but beneficial. Gratitude transforms the fundamental narrative of difficulty. Instead of simply asking, "Why me?" you begin asking, "What valuable lesson is this teaching me?" And that simple yet powerful shift in perspective actively opens doors and reveals possibilities where before only unyielding walls seem to stand. Make this a daily non-negotiable habit, deeply embedded in your morning. Start each day by intentionally writing down just 3 distinct things, no matter how small, for which you feel sincerely grateful. They don't need to be grand or monumental achievements. Often the simplest things. A warm cup of coffee, a moment of sunshine, a kind word remembered, carry the most profound beauty and weight. Let these conscious acknowledgments actively set the positive, expansive tone for your entire day. Gratitude possesses a remarkable, almost magnetic quality. It powerfully draws more goodness, more opportunities, and more positive experiences into your life, because it intensely focuses your energy and attention on what is currently working, on what is already present and positive. And when you consistently focus on what is working and good, you naturally and effortlessly build more of it, create more of it, and attract more of it. So before your feet even touch the floor, pause, reflect. Give sincere thanks for what is and for the potential of what is to come. The external world around you may not immediately change in that moment, but your world, your internal experience of it, will profoundly shift. Because when you consciously begin your day with gratitude, you begin with immense internal power. And from that foundation of power and perspective, sustained success, fulfillment, and peace flow far more naturally and effortlessly into your life. The world vividly remembers those who act boldly and purposefully. Innovators like Nikola Tesla didn't merely harbor grand dreams in their minds. They actively translated their visions into action each morning, deliberately shaping not just their day, but creating legacies that fundamentally change the entire world for future generations. Your intentional actions today will unequivocally shape your tomorrow, and they will collectively define the lasting legacy you leave behind. Each and every day, ask yourself this clarifying question: how will my deliberate actions taken today positively impact the legacy I am building? Take consistent, deliberate, meaningful steps daily towards accomplishing what truly matters to you, towards building that legacy piece by piece. Greatness isn't merely passively contemplated in a quiet room. It is powerfully acted upon, decisively and consistently fueled by morning clarity and intention. Let every single morning serve as a potent motivator for you towards decisive, focused action, confidently knowing deep down that your most significant dreams and aspirations are absolutely within your reach. Not through random luck, but through the unwavering preparation and persistent intentional action that begins faithfully at dawn. Now, in this very moment, is your powerful moment. Embrace the transformative potential of the morning, and you will fundamentally transform your life. Win the morning intentionally, consistently, and you will most certainly win the entire day, and ultimately forge a life of profound meaning and impact.